Perspective on the Xbox 360. Well, what can I say? This was the second brand new console I ever owned. Um, I had consoles before this. I had the original Wii, and I had an N64. The N64 was something my parents bought at a garage sale. Yeah, the Wii was the very first brand new system I ever had, and then, well, actually, this was the third because then I got a DS. But besides that, this was this is it. This was my pretty much very first brand new console experience, and this sure did try and impress. I mean, this came with everything that you needed. I mean, this came with like I, this came with a lot. I mean, I believe it came with, I don't know why, but I have 3 controllers, so I only have to assume that it came with 3 controllers, unless I bought one at some point. I mean, as far as I know, mine came with 2 controllers, I think. I'm not sure. I know that it came with Minecraft because I remember having Minecraft. I still have that copy of Minecraft for this thing, and I still play it, but I've got 3 controllers, and I've got the weird USB thing that plugs into this, and you can charge the controller through it. I got a Kinect much later on, like this year later on. And what's interesting about this is that this thing is still being supported. Yeah. It's outlived the Wii U, 3DS, it's outlived the original Wii. I don't know if it's outlived the PS3, I don't believe so, at least yet. This is only going to be discontinued in July of this year. So we've still got about half another year before this thing is, reduced to disc games and such. Till then, you can still use the Xbox Online Store, but once that goes down, what exactly is it going to be? Well, I mean, as long as you have an Xbox account on here that's hooked up to Xbox Live, I presume that you will still be able to play online games with it? I mean, they still have to run the servers for games like Red Dead Redemption 1, and they still are. So no doubt that that one will still work. But what about the apps? What about the apps? I don't know. I really don't. Because as long as you have Xbox Live and you have the app on your system, theoretically you should be able to just use it. I mean, I'm using the Xbox 360 on YouTube right now. And you can even go. What's nice about the Xbox 360 is that I can go to the home page and it'll boot to the home page, and I've got my own personal background on the thing, and then I can yell at the Kinect, Xbox, my pins, item 2, Netflix. And it just does it. It just does it. Of course, once you're in Netflix, you actually have to use the controller, but then again, I mean, you wouldn't want to use the Kinect for Netflix anyways. Of course I've got some Kinect games. Why wouldn't I? Loud. Yeah. So hopefully I don't get copyright for any of this. Yeah, that'd be very bad. But yeah, it's a little choppy, but you know, it works. And then just as quickly as you... Oh boy. loud just as quickly as you enter the app, you can exit. I just can't believe that those apps still work for this system. I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, they haven't removed them from the App Store, and well, they're still supported. And I mean, YouTube is gonna be around for a long time, and Netflix has been around for a pretty long time too. So I mean, as long as as long as those services still work, I mean, why wouldn't it just not work? I mean, as long as you have Xbox Live. I mean, if you don't have Xbox Live, you can't use those apps. But I believe on more modern systems like the Xbox One and Xbox Series X, you don't have to have an Xbox Live to use YouTube. But actually, speaking of Red Dead 1, I've got it in the system. I just realized that if you don't know how to install YouTube, you just look it up in the search apps function. It might take a minute. Oh, and what's cool about this is that you can actually use the Kinect. Although it's a little finicky. Yes, a little finicky. Yeah, it's a little finicky. It's picking up both of my hands. It's picking up both of my hands. Yeah. But yeah, the point is, and then it'll come right up. And of course, you can use the Kinect to choose it as well, and also download it. Sure, I'll give you 5 stars. You know, I am curious as to whether or not it says like on YouTube and now analytics or whatever it's called. If someone watches your video on a 360, it would be pretty cool, but I seriously doubt that it actually does. Yeah, the Kinect is being a little finicky because I've got both my hands up. Because I'm recording using one hand and I'm doing the Kinect with the other, and it's being confused. But otherwise, the Kinect works okay. Honestly, it works okay. And for some games, it works great. I mean, like, Forza Motorsport 4. I mean, that works great. I mean, that game works great. I've been able to play that game in pitch black darkness and without any lighting at all, and it'll recognize me. You can't use the Kinect with YouTube or Netflix. You've got to use a controller. It's just a fact. And I mean, I understand why. And of course, YouTube doesn't have Kinect capabilities built in anyway, but why would it? Because they don't expect you to be using a Kinect. It's better to use a physical controller anyway, because honestly, the Kinect is a bit finicky. It is nice for if I leave my controller or the controller's dead or something, or I don't know, I just don't feel like picking up the controller at first. I don't know. It was much more useful when it was in the basement because sometimes I would actually forget my controller and I'd be able to do stuff. And I don't know, it's just fun to use the Kinect sometimes. I mean, I bought a Kinect, so I'm gonna use it. Yeah, it does take a minute for things to load on YouTube, but then again, I mean, it takes longer for stuff to load on, say, a Windows XP machine in this day and age. Yes, I have gone on YouTube on a Windows XP in this day and age. Honestly, my thoughts on that are that people are kind of overdriving the fact of that it's an old system. Going on YouTube with the Windows XP in this day and age, it's really for the fun, and just to make your system struggle. Honestly, that's what it is. It's just for fun. People are taking it way too seriously. Like what I mean is that, like, there's all these videos of, oh, you shouldn't be using a Windows XP to go on the internet or watch YouTube. It's dangerous. It could be hacked or whatever. And it's like, okay, but if I'm just using it for YouTube or, not going on sites that'll get me hacked, I mean, or whatever you want to call it, or I know hacked, it's such a cringe, old word to use. And, it's just like, yeah, but I mean, people aren't using a Windows XP to go on YouTube every day. Well, I mean, some people are, but honestly, it's just for the fun of it. It's just for the fun of it. I mean, come on. I use my Windows XP to go on YouTube every once in a while, and it's just for fun. I mean, the thing can't even go above 144p without, refusing to play the video. So, anyways, I've got stuck rambling about something that has no relation to what I'm talking about. The point is that I'm honestly, it's nice to be able to use the Xbox 360 for YouTube and Netflix still, because well, I mean, there's some people that just still use the 360 like me, and they like having the convenience of being able to use YouTube on them. I mean, yeah, I could equally just use it on my Xbox One or Series X or even my PlayStation 2 if I was able to. Honestly, the PlayStation 2 should be able to go on YouTube. Why hasn't somebody figured out how to do that yet? Why? Why hasn't someone figured it out? If someone does figure it out, I'll mod my system to be able to watch YouTube on it. Honestly, I would. It's just that nobody's figured out how to do it yet. It shouldn't be that hard. The PS2 has an internet adapter in the back. You can't see it, but it's there. You can hook it up to a wired internet source. I mean, yeah, it's not Wi-Fi, but it's something you should be able to go on YouTube with it. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to. Honestly, I think you actually can with the whole Linux thing for PS2, but it's out of my price range. I honestly just want something where I can put it on a USB stick. Actually, that's another thing. Why do all these I just don't understand. There's two perfectly good USB ports right there and a disk drive here. Why does the why no, I'm sorry. I'm getting mixed up on my words. Why does every modding solution require you to have to buy a memory card off the internet when you already have a memory card? I've got 3. I don't know where the other one is right now, but I've got 3 somewhere in this mess. It's in here. My mistake. I've got two. Well, this white one's a PS1 memory card, but the black one and the blue one are two empty memory cards. But I can't use these for modding for some reason. Why do I have to buy one off the internet that's already got stuff on it? Why do I have to spend money on more money to get this modded? I should just be able to do it. I should just be able to do it. Why can't I just plug a USB stick in here and have it modded? Why do I have to buy a separate memory card on the internet that already has the stuff on it? Why? I mean, I know the USB speed on this is pretty slow, but I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind that. I would be willing to live with it. And there's no tutorial. There is not a single one to tell you how to use one USB stick here and another one here for installing the application into your system. I mean, yeah, this thing doesn't have a hard drive, and I don't have the version of the internet adapter that supports a SATA drive. I have the one that's the old 32-pin version. Which is why I want a 2 USB stick tutorial. I wouldn't mind the slow speeds. I really wouldn't at this point. This supports up to USB 2.0. I mean, come on. There's gotta be something. I'm sorry, I've rambled again. The point I originally made was that it's nice to be able to just go like that and have, oh look, it's Netflix and YouTube. And Windows Media Center no longer exists. Well, yeah. Though there is a way to get your Xbox 360 connected to your computer without Windows Media Center. And that's not saying that I didn't try installing Windows Media Center, because I did. I did actually install Windows Media Center on my laptop and tried to get this Xbox 360 connected to my computer, but it didn't work. But I've still got Windows Media Center on there because I want Windows Media Center. Now, how you actually get the two connected, any computer. This works for any computer. Okay, listen here. What you gotta do is you gotta go into your computer settings, okay? You go to, I believe it's control panel. I think it's control panel. And then there's gonna be a little search bar up in the right top corner. You're gonna click that and you're gonna look up media. Just media. No spaces, no capitals, nothing. Now there should pop up a media something or other. It's like media streaming control, I believe it is. And you're gonna click on that, and then when you do that, it's gonna pop up with a separate screen, hopefully. And then when you get there, you're gonna want to allow all, basically allow all networks, allow sharing to all networks, because you're at home. And then your Xbox 360 is gonna pop up as like M something or other. It's gonna be M something. It's gonna show up, and then once you've enabled all, it'll pretty much automatically allow the two to connect together. And then you're gonna go to your Xbox 360, and then you're gonna go to picture viewer or any other viewer, and then I believe it originally says computer down here. Now that it's not gonna say that, it's gonna say computer. And what you would usually do is you're gonna press A, and then it'll take you to a separate screen, and what it'll say on that is right, computers. Well, that doesn't say it, but it'll allow you to access any Um, uh, does it work for this as well? I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me see if it pops up with the computer option. I'll have to make a separate tutorial on showing how exactly to do this. Well, that didn't work. But regardless, you should be able to go to a music player, and there will be your computer, and it'll let you access any music on your computer. Same for videos, same for pictures. Wait, and the file format. The file format is MP4, regular old MP4 that this supports. And then also MP3, and then I believe it just supports any pictures, and then yeah. Sorry that this video is being really long. I didn't mean for it to be this long.